Have you ever heard somebody say, you need to open your mind? Or maybe they said, so-and-so has a very closed mind, don't they? You know what they're referring to is your mindset. You tend to set your mindset about specific issues and values as you go through life. And if you aren't clear on what your mindset is or why your mindset matters, you won't know what you need to do to change and to grow. So today, let's talk about your mindset and why it matters to your success. But first, before we do, please be sure to click that subscribe button or click follow so you don't miss future videos. Hi, if we've never met before, I am Diane LaFoon and I'm here with your Joy Tip of the Week. I help stressed out women make small changes in their lives so they can feel less anxious and more fulfilled so that they can choose joy each day. What does mindset mean? Well, as a result of your mindset, what you experience and what you are open to will differ. Your perspective sets your success in life. It's your success in your relationships, and it sets your success in your work too. It can be rigid in some ways about certain situations or ideas, or you might have a growth mindset that allows you to develop as a person and live a more joy-filled life. According to Stanford University psychologist Carol Dweck, mindset is the view you adopt, which determines how you live in your life, see the world, and how you make decisions. In other words, it's your perspective or your view of the world, your beliefs about your abilities and your qualities, and the qualities form how you do these things or how you see these things. It's your typical attitude or your mental state. Think about your strengths or your talents, your gifts and abilities. Are you musically inclined? Do you have a discerning mind? Or are you intuitive? Are you creative in any way? The way you answer these types of questions can define your mindset and provide clues about how you view the world and how you view yourself. Your viewpoint really shapes your reality and the perception of what you can do and what's out of reach for you too. Your mindset can be optimistic, your mindset can be harmful, or it can be a mixture of both. Your mindset can be that of a person who has a sunny outlook on life, it can be an athlete's focus on success, or your mindset can be an entrepreneur's systematic way of thinking. So why does your mindset matter? The mindset plays a significant role in how you cope with challenges and difficulties that arise. If you have an open mindset or a growth mindset when you were in school, if you had one when you were growing up and in school, then it helped you achieve more and learn more by putting in more effort. Your attitude can determine how resilient you are or how persistent you are. Your mindset determines how successful you will be in every area of your life. For example, somebody with a growth mindset is much more likely to succeed because they're driven and they always aim for bigger and better things. Those with a closed or a fixed mindset can become stagnant, lacking motivation to achieve more than they've already achieved. So your mindset is the force behind whether you can thrive or avoid challenges, how you view your failures and setbacks, and how you persevere toward your goals. And you can change your mindset when you realize it's keeping you stuck. Businessman Henry Ford, who created the Ford Motor Company and the automation line, that he said this, and I believe it with my whole heart. He said, there isn't a person anywhere who isn't capable of doing more than he thinks he can. So can you change your mindset? The good news is that you can. You can change your mindset. Neuroscience shows us that our brain continues to develop and change even as adults. A changing brain can form new neural pathways over time, similar to how plastic is kind of reshaped and formed. Neuroscientists call this tendencies neuroplasticity. So our brain is neuroplastic. It's neuroplasticity. These new neural pathways are developed by doing or thinking particular things. What we do or say more often becomes hardwired into our brains as habits, and these habits formed defined routes and systems in our brains which become easier to use over time. But you can still change them. That's good news. The first step is to realize that you need to change. And then the next step is to train your brain in the new skill. So how do you do that? How do you change your mindset? Well, it is a slow and challenging process, but you can definitely do it. You start by being aware of your thoughts and actions in every moment of the day. Once you realize they influence your life, you can replace the negative ones with positive ones and take charge of how you see yourself. You need to find ways to replace those old habits with new ones that are better for you and better for your mindset. Research on success has shown that high intelligence and unique talent are not necessary for success. So you don't have to be highly intelligent. You don't have to have unique talents in order to be successful. In fact, there's not any correlation between these qualities at all. It does seem to depend more on what kind of mindset each individual has. Mindset can either hold someone back from achieving their goals or push them forward with enthusiasm and ambition. So here are some tips for improving your mindset. First, begin your day with inspiration that sets you up for success. I like to start with reading the Bible, and I think about how it applies to my life that day. If you aren't sure where to start and you'd like to begin reading your Bible in the morning too to set yourself up for success, I would recommend you start maybe with Psalms or Proverbs and look for promises from God that you can meditate on and think about what they mean for your life. Number 2, you can read or watch or listen to biographies of people that have accomplished incredible things to grow in hope and faith yourself, to see that just ordinary people, we're all just ordinary people, with the right mindset can have that success in life, in work, and in relationships. Next, you can actively work on creating a gratitude list every day for positive aspects of your life. And if you need some inspiration for practicing gratitude, I wrote a book called Joy Blossoms Out of Gratitude. It's got 8 chapters in it that give you a little encouragement to be more grateful and have gratitude that you write down every day, something that you're grateful for. It also has gratitude prompts, 16 prompts for unique ways to be grateful for something. And then there are pages for journaling as well, where you can just simply write down what you're grateful for that day. I'll share a link for that below. Next, you can stop negative thoughts in their tracks. Watch for that negative self-talk and interrupt it and shift yourself to a more positive outlook. My business coach recommends that we tell ourselves tough noogies whenever those negative thoughts start to take over. Find some sort of word or cue for your own brain to snap it out of it when you're starting to be negative. You know, it happened for me recently. I was comparing myself to a friend's situation. And let me tell you, comparison is the worst for bringing down your mindset. So when you find yourself comparing yourself to someone else's situation, stop it dead in its tracks and count your blessings, because you have no idea the struggles or hardships that person has suffered in order to get where they are today. So when faced with a challenge, ask yourself, this is the final tip. When you are faced with a challenge, ask yourself, what good can come out of this challenge in my life? How can this situation, this difficulty, make me a better person? And then search for the answer thoughtfully. By doing these things, you will change your mindset. It will improve, and you will become happier and more satisfied with yourself. And your mindset does matter, and you will realize it. So ask yourself again, does my mindset matter? And I would say absolutely. When you have a growth mindset, nothing can stop you from achieving anything you put your mind to. After all, self-improvement can be a fantastic process that does not end at any given point in time, no matter your age or situation. With a growth mindset, you'll be more likely to take on new challenges and push yourself even further than before. However, if your mindset is fixed, if it's static, if it's just stuck in a rut, then you may find that you don't really improve no matter what. And this could very well lead to stagnation in both your personal life and your work life. So remember, it's never too late to change for the better. Why not give these tips a chance and see how it helps? My prayer is that your success will help you soar and reach places beyond your imagination. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe or to hit that follow button, and I'll see you next Tuesday for your Joy Tip of the Week. For now, I pray you seek faith, give love, find hope, and choose joy.